Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's session. We are so happy to have so many of you here today with us. My name is Alina, and I'm an Education USA advisor, and I'm representing Education USA Virtual, a platform that is very helpful for those students who want to apply for their undergraduate or postgraduate studies in the US. So on the screen, you are able to see a QR code that would redirect you to our website. For October, we have prepared a very nice agenda with webinars for students who are now in the process of preparing their application for their graduate program, or maybe they are in the research of doing any kind of graduate program in the US. So stay tuned, because in today's webinar, we have invited a speaker that is our Education USA Belarus advisor, and I'm so proud to present him and to introduce him to you guys. I'm more than sure that you're going to be impressed about his expertise and about the nice presentation that he has prepared for us today. And I'm going to just give him the floor to introduce introduce a bit and to say more about the experience he has as an Education USA advisor, because that's already a long time he's doing that, and he's really good at that. It's very inspiring. Yes, Victor, I'll just give you the floor and you do your magic.
Thank you, Alina. Dear students, welcome to my session. And I especially would like to welcome students from Belarus who also joined this session today. My name is Viktor, and I'm Education USA advisor for a long time. I have been working in this field since 1996. And I'm in charge of Opportunity Funds program. So every year I can see successful students, not just successful in terms of admittance to US institutions, but successful in getting full funding for US studies. So today I'm about to tell you a lot of very important information. I would say even secrets, which you can use in your daily practice if you would like to apply for US study and receive full funding. Attention, please. This lecture is connected with funding of your US study. So please do not miss my second lecture, which I going to deliver this in October. So, finding your best fit US graduate program. Best fit, please remember this word. And you need to remember that through the whole presentation. Let's go to another slide. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 steps of searching the best fit program. This information is not shared in the internet yet. I would like to emphasize the key aspects for each step and define the expected outcome. So listen attentively. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide, please. If you're looking, we're still waiting for the next slide, but I can say that if you're looking to study in the US, you are going through these 5 steps. Please remember that the whole US study project is very competitive. It is very expensive, and it will require a lot of intellectual efforts. And the step number 1 is the most difficult, and I will explain you why. Next slide, please. If you look at the workload distribution for the whole study in the USA project, the searching part, program search, will require the most of your energy, the most of your efforts. It's the most difficult task, the most difficult part for the whole project. Even application process is easier, getting a US visa. So please be prepared that the first step is the most difficult. Let's go to the next slide. I have a question to you. What to look for? We're talking about graduate studies, and you will be thinking about your study. What to look for, university or program? Try to answer now to yourself. University or program? Next slide, please. The right answer is look for a program based on its content, not a university by its name. Remember that. Never forget that. Let's go to the next slide. The second question to you: is there a main principle for searching programs? If I'm asking this question, that this principle is exist. Now think about that. What can be the main principle? Let's go to the next slide. Best fit. Exactly. It's a maximum correspondence, alignment between program requirements and your interests / possibilities. Never forget that. During the whole application process, remember about this correspondence and prepare your application documents in accordance with this correspondence alignment. Let's go to the next slide. Now, let's talk about the program. We decided that you will be looking for a program. From the Education USA perspective, what is a program and what is a university? Look at this slide. You see that the program is the instrument which will create from you great specialist. So there is a lot of instruments in backpack. Backpack is like the university, and the task is very difficult. You must understand which tool you need and how to find it among many other options. You remember that in the US there is more than 5,000 accredited US institutions. So the task is very difficult. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. And now we are looking to avoid university ranking. You don't need them. This is very important for international students. Just ignore them. Why to overpay for a brand? What matters is the quality of the tool, not where it is sold. Focused on what is enclosed in the program of your study. In other words, focus on the quality of the instrument you are looking for. And this is crucial. This is extremely important if you would like to find the best fit, the right program for yourself. Let's go to the next slide. Where to start? From the very beginning, you must define your expectations for studying in the USA. And it means that you must be ready to answer these 5 questions reflected on this slide. This is extremely important. You must know the correct answers. You must be sure that these answers are correct. This is the final version for you. Don't move forward if you are not sure. Next slide will reflect this. If you have any doubts or lack of clarity, you need to stay and answer this question for yourself. You need to ask for advice, other people, your friends, Education USA advisor, or your future professor. You need to ask for advice. And as a result, you must be ready to explain not only for yourself, but also for other people convincingly your choice. This is extremely important. Let's go to the next slide. Now, about common mistakes and misconceptions. Very often, students prioritize immigration purposes over the right program. Sometimes they don't know what they really would like to do. They can prioritize financial aid over the right program. It's a big mistake. Avoid it. And very often, students expect that Education USA advisor will bring ready kit for you. This is absolutely impossible because we are different. And each of us will write our own story. Own story of success is based not only on knowledge of general information, basic knowledge, but also understanding peculiarities. And I'm about to tell you about these 7 steps for the program search. If you will follow these steps, you will be definitely successful in getting the right program and getting funding. Next slide, please. So, guys, suggested stages 7. Please look carefully at this slide and do not forget any step. Let's go and I will explain the meaning for each step. Next slide. So, step number 1, you must develop real motivation inside yourself. You must know the answers on these 5 questions. What do I want to learn? Why it is interesting to me? How will I use this knowledge in my country? Why can I handle such a challenge? And what are my career perspective and goals? Do not forget about this. Let's go to the next slide. This next step is to find the exact program name. You know probably about such book like Index of Majors for graduate studies. There is also for undergraduate as well. In this book, you can be acquainted with the description related to each field of study and each level of study, of course, and topic. And on this slide, you can see how this field of study can be explained, can be written. It is very important because this is the key for you to provide correct search. So, find the exact program name. You're ready? Let's go to the next step. Setting search criteria. This is extremely important. Imagine you would like to buy a car or mobile phone. What you're looking for characteristics. The same is in searching criteria. You must establish characteristics for your search, and based on these characteristics, you will provide filtering for a lot of information which is accumulated in the internet. Of course, please pay attention on accreditation. This is extremely important. You see the link where you can check the accreditation. You can pay attention to location. You can pay attention to number of international students, and of course for funding options, for cost of education, and of course the most important in your search is understanding the program content. Remember, if you are looking to buy a mobile phone, you are looking at characteristic. If you are going to study in the US and you selected the program for you, you must know what to expect. You must not only know what to expect, but you must share your knowledge to US institution. You must explain your selection based on the program content. This is extremely important. Let's go to the next slide. The best way which our student use this to accommodate all this information, it will be a lot of information, a lot of deadline, links, is to prepare table in Excel format, and you can include the name for institution, left column, and also criteria that you selected for this search. Of course, include deadline, include direct links, include status for your communication. Because if you will apply like for 20 institutions, you will definitely may forget some information related to the application process, missing documents, etc., etc. So prepare a table. Let's go to the next slide. Search tools. So this is step number 4. In the internet, you will find a lot of search engines related to US educational institutions. You must know that this information is in high demand, and a lot of structures, organizations, they use this information to sell for students, for customers. In order to receive the most complete information about possibilities, I would suggest you to use at least, not to miss, these 3 main search engines platforms. You can register and provide search through these platforms by establishing filters. This is like starting point, but you must explore the content of the websites of selected institutions. You must provide detailed search in social media. You must use contacts with students who are currently study in these programs. You must review articles, publications. And of course, there is an option for direct communication with faculty members and alumni. So imagine a lot of job, a lot of activities. It means that you must to plan in advance all your steps. Your work must be regular, systemized. Every day you must devote some time for this process. Otherwise, you will not be able to fulfill this task because it is quite complicated. Next slide, please. So usually students after search, of course, it depends on the field of study, they select around 20 or up to 35, 40 tools, or in our case, programs that is interesting for you and based on the quality. In our case, based on the program content. Next slide, please. Step number 6. Step number 6 is fine filtering. It means that among selected programs, you must to find those which which demonstrate perfect match to what you have. If you will go to the shop, you are not able to buy everything. You can buy something related to your budget. The same in this situation. You have your own configuration, like test results, like GPA, like strengths of your recommendations, like your special qualification in your field, achievements. And based on that, based on requirements, you must to provide this fine filtering. As a result, next slide, you will find like 10 or sometimes 5 institutions which are the most interest for you. And you will start communication. Communication with US institutions, it is also an art. Think about everything. Virtual communication is the same like real. Do the same like in real communication. Your respect those whom you will ask questions. This respect starts from your email address. Never use the email which is reflected, the name for the email on this slide. Never. Better to use family name, given name, at, and the name of organization, or like if you work somewhere or study, it should be official email. If not, just use family name and given name at the beginning of your email. Your signature and picture must be also created in a best way. Never use any picture of animals or other not related to you. Just make normal picture of you as a student, as a future student. Also think about subject line. It must be eye-catching, and you must share the core idea of what this email is about without mistakes, without very long sentence, but very clear in short or average sentence. And also, your question must be tailored. It means that never ask questions where you can find answers on the website. Never. Your task is to understand, to know everything which was published in the internet. You have to ask only tailored questions if you didn't find any answers. Very short, without writing long messages for US representatives. Don't ask labor intensive questions. Don't move your job to other shoulders. Respect those who will read your message. So, 7 stages of the program search. Next slide, please. I would like to repeat the stages once more. Number 1 is to develop your motivation. If you are not ready, you are not allowed to go further because your trip probably will not be successful. You must be sure 100% on what you are looking to achieve from your education, why you apply, why you selected United States as a destination country. Then you have to find exact program name. You know how to do that. Then you must establish search criteria. Search criteria depends on your configuration, on your wishes, on your possibilities. It is very important. And then you use searching tools, the core tools. Of course, you may extend these tools. Then you conduct broad filtering, everything what you would like, and then fine filters, everything that you fit among you already gathered. Best fit, perfect match means that you have to demonstrate to US institution that you have with you everything they want to receive. And the task is to demonstrate this best fit, perfect match through the application package, through all documents. Every sentence should demonstrate this best fit and perfect match. In this way, if you will prepare your application kit, in this way, you will demonstrate, you will help US reps to undertake decision that you are the best candidate they are looking for. And remember that if you select the program for yourself, and this selection is based on your real motivation, you know what does it mean. It means that US institutions will see that you are exactly right candidate, which they are looking for. And if they have funding, they will definitely provide financial support if you need it. It's a topic for another lecture, and don't miss this lecture as well. Next slide, please. Now, I have not too much time, like 3, 4 minutes, but to draw your attention to key components of application package. So please, you see this slide. Um, pay attention, pay attention to two main parts. It's a letter of recommendation. It's usually 3 people who will write this. Sometimes these people can refuse at the very last moment. Think about 4 or even 5 people who will write your recommendations. And of course, statement of purpose. If you will look for US institution for the appropriate program from the content standpoint, it will be not so difficult for you to explain why you decided to select this program. This is very important. Let's go to the next slide. Now, these useful tips, but don't forget deadlines for US institutions, for US culture. Deadlines are crucial. And if you would like, especially if you are looking for financial aid, never submit your application package at the very last day of the deadline. Something in the middle, it is okay, but not at the very last day. Avoid this. Plan everything in advance. It must be systemized approach. Long planning. Make multiple attempts in preparation of the documents related to application kit. Please pay very careful attention to each document. Through each document, you must demonstrate perfect match, best fit. Avoid any other information which do not demonstrate this best fit or perfect match. Ask for proofreading from native speakers, and of course, participate in all cohort advising events because you will know a lot of interesting and up to date information. Next slide. So, guys, looks like I fit completely the agenda. I mean, 30 minutes, it's done. And now I'm ready to answer your questions.
Perfect timing. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Victor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, guys, please, uh, in my presentation, I tried to create concentrate of information which you must know, which you must never forget, because everything what I said was very important. If you will follow these rules, these steps, you will be successful. Trust me, because these 7 steps were prepared based on students' success stories and multiple training I passed in the US many times. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Yes, I never doubted that here is going to be compiled all the experience that you have during all this 20 years of advising. And I really want to point out on the fact that the recommenders, it's also a very crucial point, and you need to ask in advance for the recommendation letters. Sometimes you might send the recommendation request to your recommender and they might forget, or they might, have some other things. So you need to follow up. That's also a very challenging thing nowadays with the recommendation letters. And also the cohort advising. By the way, I just want to add that this month we're going to have two participants of our regional program, GSAP, that has been designed for graduate students. So there you will also be able to ask real students about their experience and the benefit of GSAP, the benefit of being in a cohort of like-minded individuals that are going through the same process as you. Even though the programs might be different, there might be some similarities that would give you a better understanding on the process that you need to follow. Good. So now we should go to the Q&A session, because this is what students like most. And we have several questions from the students that have registered before this event, and we're going to try to cover them. So one of the first question is, which scholarship programs would be most likely available and appropriate for someone who wants to study law in the US?
Thank you for this good question. I would say field of study like law, like business, like medicine. This field of study are very competitive because graduates from these institutions, from this field of studies, always receive very good income. A lot of people from the whole world would like to study. Therefore, there are not many full scholarships for international law students in the US. I'm not saying that not at all. Even students from Belarus receive full scholarships. It is possible, but it is very, very competitive. Please be prepared to that. Some universities offers partial tuition waivers or merit-based scholarships. Don't forget about Fulbright, which support graduate students from many countries. Sometimes private organizations or home country governments even can provide funding too. So everything depends on your situation, on the country you live in. It is achievable, but very competitive.
Yes, I totally agree. And you can find the information about the Fulbright program available in your country on the U.S. Embassy website in your country, so you can go there and check. There might be some other possibilities for other postgraduate or for other exchange programs that the embassy might provide specifically in your country. So go there. That's a very good resource. Thank you. The next question is, what's the best way? Okay, I'll put it on the screen. What's the best way to compare funding opportunities across universities? How can I evaluate whether a program's faculty research aligns with my interests?
Okay, this question is mostly related to my second session, which will be dedicated to financial aid. Do not miss it, because these two sessions are closely connected. So the best way is to provide very detailed check of the information reflected on the website. You must know all information, everything. Also, do not hesitate. It's my advice to contact with students who currently study in this institution, and especially in this program. It's very important. Financial aid advisors. These people know everything about funding opportunities. Do not hesitate even to ask questions like, maybe you know some scholarships that may be implemented soon. In my practice, I have at least 3 times these cases when students receive this information about possible scholarship and they applied and they were successful. So in more detail, I will explain this information during my next session on October 24th, as far as I remember. probably.
Yes. Okay, thank you. The next one. What are the biggest differences between US graduate programs and programs in other countries, such as Europe, Asia? If my background is in a different field, how do I show I'm still a strong candidate?
It's also a good question. Um, at the beginning of this session, I told you about the program as an instrument which will bring you knowledge and skills. And we're talking about the situation when this instrument is in the United States. So, how it differs? US graduate programs are often more flexible and emphasize research and class participation. They usually require strong English skills and critical thinking. Be prepared to that. If your background is different, you can highlight transferable skills and relevant experiences. Remember about best fit. Remember about perfect match. You must demonstrate this through your application package. You should know basic concepts in your field, but programs expect to teach more advanced knowledge. So this is very briefly. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. I totally agree with that. That's a great advice. And this, I think, this question comes also from us, from a person who might be too critical to herself or himself, because we have, two sides. Sometimes we tend to not critique ourselves, and sometimes we tend to critique ourselves too much. So don't be too overthinking in this case, maybe. And I really agree with the advice Victor gave here.
Yeah. Alina, I just catch your expression critical
Hmm.
to yourself.
Hmm.
Yes, this is very common
Yeah.
mistake for students. They started doing self-selection.
Yeah.
This is mistake. Don't do that. Uh, Try to be focused on absolutely different. Think about how you can represent yourself better. What you can improve during your participation, for example, in our cohort advising programs. Think about that. Don't think about this self selection. Energy is the resource. Concentrate your energy in appropriate way. This is not good way. Forget about that. Don't do self selection.
Yes. And self-selection always nowadays is done because of AI. And because, students would use a lot of AI and they would see how AI gives, I don't know, a statement of purpose or something like that. And they would doubt themselves, and they would be very critic. So yes, guys, don't do that. You can do anything you want. And as Victor said, highlight definitely the things you are strong, the pros for sure, because you have a lot of them. And you can see that in your CVs. Okay, the next question. Is it possible to transfer or get newly admitted to another university in USA if I'm already a first year PhD student, but I didn't find interesting research for me in this institution and want to follow my passion elsewhere? That's a good one.
Um, yeah, it's a good one. I would say that usually, if you are looking for PhD studies, of course, you may face such situation as described, but very rare. It's number one. Number two, I know several my students from Belarus who successfully who accepted to PhD studies, and they have chance to put changes in the topic of their investigation. And one of them even completely changed the topic. So you must start from this about thinking to change the topic and to talk with your professor about that. If you would like to transfer, the transfer option is also possible. But remember that you will apply again as a new student and you must to explain why you are moving. So I would advise you to avoid criticizing your institution, rather to explain just your expectations and that you are looking for something new but never criticize. So of course they will pay attention for your strong research interests and good grades. This will definitely help your application recommendations. So there are a lot of moving parts. I have no time to explain all of this,
Yes.
but it's quite unusual situation, but it is possible. US education is very flexible, and what I like the most is it is oriented for students' needs. It is very flexible and it is very adjustable, and you can find what you want if you really want.
Yes, with this question, it's also the financial part I'm thinking, because I suppose the person has a teaching assistantship or a type of scholarship that she got or he got at this institution, and that would might be also be challenging when she would do or he would do the transfer. So yes, it's a challenging one. The next question: how many months before the application deadlines should the list with universities be prepared? Is it possible to get admitted to US master's program if I already have medical science degree?
Usually, we suggest like 1 year, at least 1 year. Why so long? I just explained you that the program search is very complicated, energy consuming process. If you really would like to find the best fit program for yourself, you need to spend a lot of time. Never move this task completely 100% to the Education USA advisor shoulders. It will be not effective. Our task is to show you the shortest way from your dream to your destination. We will provide you, we will equip you with all knowledge which you must use during making steps by yourself. So if you will use this tactic to move this complicated task to somebody's shoulders, you will fail. So that's why 12 months. Some students demonstrated extraordinary skills. They can do that even in half a year. Some, based on my observation, for example, it's statistics for Belarus, like usually students are successful during the next attempt. So first try is not successful. Some people decided not to continue, they fail, and that's a wrong way. And those who decided to continue, those who think how to improve their application, those who think about their mistakes, they are successful. If you use this tactic, you will be successful. You are looking to study in the US. It is a huge project. This project may change your life completely. It will open your new doors. It will bring you new opportunities. It's a very serious task. If you will be really serious about your intentions, it means that you must be concentrated completely on this task. You must spend all your energy to this project. In that case, you will be successful. This is my observation. I saw the students. Only this approach will help you. if you would like to be successful, a lot of students from the whole world, a lot of international students, they would like to study in the US and they would like to receive funding as well. So the competition is very high. Be prepared to be very serious and dedicated. That's my answer.
Thank you. And the next question we have got from the students who addressed them in advance: how to get in MFA programs in acting?
Oh, it's a good question because I just explained these seven steps on program search. And if you would like to get in MFA program in acting, just follow these 7 steps without missing of any step. This is the technique. You can ignore it, no problem. But it will be a problem because you will definitely will face with unexpected difficulties. So my suggestion, my full advice is to follow all these 7 steps. Do not ignore them and think about these steps carefully before doing the next steps. Especially step number 1: define your priorities.
Okay, good. Thank you. So we are done with all the questions that we had in advance, and then we'll answer those that we have in the chat. So, 2 questions from Milena. Thank you very much for the presentation. I would like to pursue master degree in the US. Could you please recommend funding resources for international students aiming to study business analytics?
Okay, we all of us are talking about financial aid. So I imagine and I understand how it is important. If talking about sources for funding, do not rely, first of all, do not rely on searching um, engines. Um, it may be one of the tools, but not the main one. Nobody will never bring you financial aid on the plate. Never. It's not a charity. Absolutely. It's very competitive process. So if you would like to receive master's degree, first of all, dig in deep about all financial aid opportunities in this institution in particular. Do not avoid any external sponsorships related also from this institution alumni or other programs. It's a lot of research as well, but the main and the most richest source of funding is, of course, US institution. Some US institutions are so rich that their budget is bigger than national budgets of the whole countries, some selected countries. They are very rich. If you demonstrate through the application process, through the application package, your financial need and clear necessity that you need to receive this support and how you will pay back, you will be successful. It's also technique. It's also understanding of steps that can be invisible from the first stage. But this is the topic for my next session. So, if cut the long story short, digging deep all financial aid opportunities inside this institution and everything which is around it. And do not exclude also options which may bring you possibility to combine different source of funding. Combination of different sources of funding is the main key for success. Never forget about your private funds. If you have these funds, never hide them. Demonstrate that you have and that you're ready to invest. In that case, your chances to receive remaining funding will be increasing considerably. Thank you.
I would also say that a bridge between the funding and the student is also the professor. So here is also the research for the work of the professors that interest you most at the institutions you have selected. But here again, Victor said that he will go in deep for the next session, and I'm more than sure we're going to discuss all that and we're going to cover that. We have three more questions, so let's be quick answering them. So another one from Milena: what is the maximum number of programs you would recommend to apply?
This is very good question. Thank you for asking, Milena. I would say if talking about numbers, we're talking about quantity. Sometimes if you will apply for a lot of programs, I understand your intention. You would like to increase statistically chances to be admitted and getting funding. But in that case, the quantity may affect quality. So if you really have time, energy, resources, and recommenders, don't forget about them because you will need three for each institution and they will receive unique link. If you will apply for 10 institutions, it means that one recommender must receive 10 separate links and 10 times to fill out requested information. It's a lot of work. So, running for quantity, do not forget about the quality. Calculate your resources and possibilities. If talking about opportunity funds program, usually students apply no more than 8 programs. Sometimes 5, sometimes 4. I would say that it depends on the field of studies because some field of study are very narrow and you even will not be able to find so many programs in the US. I also observe such cases. So my short reply will be from 4 to 8, depending on your abilities, possibilities. And think about deadlines. If all 8 programs will have similar deadlines like November 15, 17, 18, 19, you may fail because it's a huge overload. Think about timing and deadlines. If deadlines are each month, it is much easier to plan this process.
Thank you. The next question, and I think this is kind of more related to undergrads. Hello, where is it possible to find extracurricular activities for application?
It's a good question. Why good? Because you are thinking about extracurricular activities. They play, by the way, quite important role in admission decisions, but not crucial role because usually you must demonstrate yourself from different sides, not only extracurricular activities. It depends on field of study, but if you're thinking about that, you may plan special extracurricular activities during your application process or half a year before it or 1 year before it. You have to plan these activities in order to demonstrate that they happen and in order to demonstrate results of these activities. It is quite important. Don't forget about that. It's important moment in the whole application process, and of course it is connected with the field of study.
Yes. Um, The next question from Farah: what students at first or second year of their undergraduate studies do in order to make their application noticeable among other outstanding ones? Could you recommend some programs for humanities?
What students at the first or second year undergraduate study do in order to make their application noticeable? Application means for graduate
I
studies.
suppose yes, because he's thinking in for the first and the second year of
Well,
undergraduate. Or
it's a very good question,
Mhm.
Farah. It's this question demonstrate um, long-term planning of your career. And if you think about this question, this is very good. Usually, what I observe among students from Belarus that students plan in reality continuation of their studies on master's or even PhD degrees, while they start from bachelor's degree and then they continue on master's and PhD studies. It's happen. And if you will plan, it depends on your field of study, you will definitely be successful. Think about the subjects that you would like to develop within your PhD studies and start digging in deep with these subjects. That's number one. Number two, think about people who may help you to be recommenders or to grow in this field by communicating with these people, with these scientists who may write you a letter of recommendation in future. So this is the long planning process. Do that. You can do that from the first year of your studies in US institution. Good for you for such kind of thinking. It's a great indicator.
Great. Yes, so I think we have one more and we are done with the questions. Hello, where to apply for opportunity funds? That's not something that we kind of promote at this moment, but yes, Victor is running the cohort
But
for Education USA.
I'm impressed that you know about this program.
Yes,
Opportunity Funds program is a unique program for our students in our region because this program support low income students who have great chances to receive financial aid. For strong students without money. It depends. The application process will depend from country to country. I don't know what will happen in your country. In Belarus, I hope that the program will start in January. But in order to apply for this program, you also must be participant of GSAP. And not just participant, but active participant. You must demonstrate that you have serious intentions. You must participate in all events. You must demonstrate your English knowledge skills. So,
yes, Victor mentioned very good that this program is available only for those students who are participants of GSAP. We're going to have a session this month in the last week of November and specifically on 27th of October. And we're going to have as invitees two participants of GSAP. This program has already been launched this year and it started in June, if I think on 1st of June, something like that, in the beginning of summer. So the next cohort we hope is going to be next year. And at this moment, yes, as you are not a participant, it's going to be a bit more difficult to apply. But yes, don't miss the chance maybe to apply next year. Great. So I think we kind of covered all the questions. Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you for the presentation and thank you for all the good advices. I am encouraging all the students that have watched us today to subscribe for our next event that is going to be with Victor, specifically related to how to fund your graduate studies. He already mentioned that these two presentations are very interfered and very connected. So I'm more than sure that that you will benefit a lot if you will get the answer from Victor to the questions you have now. Thank you, Victor, for your expertise, for your experience as an Education USA advisor. Always very helpful and always very interesting. And you guys, if you are now in the process of researching, you can also go on our website and look for the nearest Education USA center and find the Education USA advisor that will help you along this way. Thanks a lot once again.
And I would like,
I wish success, dear students, in your program search. I hope
Yes.
it was useful for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks.
Thanks.